Congratulations! You have made the tough decision to go it on your own and build the dream. Or maybe you began this venture some time ago, but you know that a reset is needed to take you to the next level. We all hit our own personal ceilings of achievement. And in fact, we know that we'll hit them repeatedly as we learn, implement, and grow. So whether you're just starting out or you're hitting rewind and evaluating what you've done previously so that you can take it up a notch, this is going to be great stuff for you. I can tell you that I have rebuilt, rebranded, and restarted a number of times as goals change, visions change, and let's face it, the world changes. And therefore the market changes. And we have to change with it in order to succeed. What this always brings, though, is a multitude of emotions. But the leading one is typically excitement and motivation, followed closely by trepidation and doubt. Fortunately, excitement is a much stronger emotion if we let it lead the way. Now that you've made the decision to build this new venture, where do you begin? So many of us have a general idea of what our business is going to look like, but that's where we often don't go deep enough. And we start taking on the tactical chores of getting the doors open or the new ideas functioning. By the time you've gotten through the next 4 modules of this training, your business is going to take on a life of its own. If you're going to give your dream a real feeling, that it has its own unique being, that it has the capacity to grow, help others, and be held accountable to predetermined goals, then that is where building your business for success must start. Remember, your business is just an extension of you. Just like a child, we're here to give it a solid foundation, the tools to expand, and the resources to succeed. From there, it's going to define itself and where it will go. Now that you have the outline of an idea of what your business is going to do, what it's going to produce, or what products you're going to build, you have to be able to express that to your potential clients. It's critical that they feel a connection with your business and what it can provide to them, how it can change and improve their life, why they cannot live without it, or why their family or business needs it in order to attain their dreams or succeed at a higher level. Maybe your service makes a business run more efficiently. If so, are your customers excited to implement this change? Can they actually feel how things will be different? Are they inspired and losing sleep because they know tomorrow is going to be better? This is the goal, and to do this, you have to create a mission statement where people literally see themselves using your product or participating in whatever it is that you're offering. So how do we do this? Like anything, it's a process that we can break down into an exercise of steps to make it easier for you. Let's get started with your mission statement. Your mission statement is not just for your customers to get to know you, but it's the first place that your employees, your volunteers, and your team need to be able to connect with and relate to. Quite simply, it's the buy-in. This short statement that may also be considered your brand position is the heart of your company, and it's going to define your purpose, your values, and your goals. This is where the rubber meets the road, and there are no gray areas here. It is who your business is and what it stands for. So let's get started with this exercise. I suggest that you get any of the brains behind this endeavor together. If it's just you, then that works as well, but you may want to bring in some of your circle that has knowledge of what you're aspiring to do. They can provide invaluable feedback. A flip chart or whiteboard works really well for this, as you can save it and take photos to refer back to later when you're putting your statement into that final format. All right, the first thing you have to define is what your business does. How do you accomplish it and why? Now, this sounds really simple until you have to explain it. I mean, you know what you want to do and what you want the outcome to be, but how do you put it into words? I suggest that you look at this from your customer's perspective of what value you're bringing to them and what their needs are. You can even expand this into what you provide to your employees or yourself. Begin by brainstorming and making lists. Start tossing out words here or phrases here that encompass the earlier question of what, how, and why. There are no wrong answers here. After all, it's a whiteboard. It can be erased, and in fact, that's exactly what we're going to do next. So this is where you pick your favorites. The words or phrases that you or your team love the most. The ones that you feel really describe what you want people to think of and feel when they hear about your business. So once you complete this step, you should have a pretty succinct list that when you read it, you feel contentment and pride in what you've created. I know that when our team did this, it was such a relief to finally have it down in writing, what we had struggled for so long to be able to express in words. The next step is where it all begins to come together. This will take a bit of time, so be patient. You're going to need to block out a bit of time that is uninterrupted time, as you need to be able to dig deep and do your best work here. Get comfy. Maybe turn on your favorite music. You can even do this in your jammies. Whatever will help you release your creative juices and take those words and phrases, and you're going to weave them into 1 to 3 sentences. It's important when you're writing this to speak in the present and not in the future. These are statements that you're already doing. You're not hoping to do them. You're already making it happen every single day for people. Always remember the 3 questions that you asked earlier. What, how, and why. The final piece I suggest you do a few days later. Let the masterpiece rest and let your brain reset. You'll then come back to what you've written, and it will come across as something that someone else created. You will read it more like the people that you have intended it for. Have you written it clearly? Do you generate the feeling that you were going for? Did you get too wordy? If so, cut it. Shorter is better as long as the clarity and the messaging are strong. Will this mission still be viable in the future and maintain its message as your business grows and changes? Now that you have this beautiful description of what your business is going to provide to the community and beyond, the one thing that you don't want to do is put it on a shelf or hide it in Google Drive. Now is the time to show it off. This is one of your greatest assets in terms of marketing. People need and want to know how your business is going to improve their life. So don't be afraid to tell them. Here are a few places that without question need to see your mission statement. It needs to be on the wall of your office if you have a brick and mortar location. It needs to be on your website. Social media, since it's short and quickly read, this is the perfect place to get people engaged and wanting to learn more. Any and all print media that you might do. Any video or other promotional pieces. Everywhere you can imagine. Congratulations, you now have shared with the world what you do and how you do it and why. The next time you see me, we're going to talk about your elevator pitch for all of those networking events that you're attending. Please share this with other entrepreneurs that are looking to build or rebuild their dream. And remember, it is always your choice to focus forward.